Hey, dear artists and creatives. I just wanted to give you a little bit of this nugget of wisdom because if you are like moi, I took it took so long for me to remember that the reason I was unhappy and miserable for many years was because I abandoned my creativity. The part of you that is still yearning for that freedom. Remember when you were just a child? And let's go back when you were 4, 5, 6, 7. In those years, what were you doing? I am from the Gen X generation. Therefore, I was that kid who had watercolors, crayons, hello. And there was a time, I can still remember this. I was in Montreal. I moved to Canada when I was 29 years old because I was conditioned to think that if I achieve this, if I get that goal, if I check that box, if I do this, if I do that, and if I make enough money, then I would be part of this society that is super successful. When I look back, this is not about to blame anyone, not even myself. This is all about a remembering that the very reason why I was suffering because I abandoned myself. That part of me, that inner child, your inner child, wants to play. And there is a quote, and I don't know who said it. This is like people get older because they stopped playing. And I was such a stubborn kiddo. I still have that stubbornness inside of me, which is in a way good, although it kind of be detrimental. And when I got sick, that was the signal from my soul that the only way for me to stop, listen, and reassess everything was to give me that painful experience to the point that even my amazing doctors could not even help. They gave me their assessment, sort of like, oh, because you had this, or it's just stress, or um, it's genetics, it's hereditary. There was even one clown of a doctor who told me one time, I was probably 30, 31, and he said, you have cancer. I was like, no, I'm not going to accept that. I am healthy. Anyway, thank God I did not believe in that suggestion. Did you know that the power of suggestion is powerful? So if ever somebody is telling you something just because they're trying to project their fears on you, do not believe them. Know your worth, respect yourself to walk away from that kind of bullshittery. Anyways, so when I got really sick and I cannot do anything or work, what would I do? What was I trying to do? I was crying, screaming like a pig on a slaughterhouse. Sorry, pig. Um, and I remember at a certain time, I was inside the room and browsing Netflix. I said, I'm just gonna stay in here because I was in so much pain And I was flipping the categories and the things that I wanted to watch via Netflix. And you know what? I saw this guy with a crazy perm hair, and his voice was soothing, so sweet, so positive, and very calm. And he was painting. His name was Bob Ross. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna listen to this guy. What do I have to lose? I'm already in pain. So, anyways, I I got hooked. And when he said, did you know that if you are going to if you own a paintbrush and then use that paintbrush with a tube of paint, that you are a painter, that you are an artist? And that message, this was probably 2018, 2019, I couldn't remember. But as soon as I heard that, it was the only permission that I had to hear deep inside my soul, that I said, tomorrow, when this pain is gone, I'm going to go to the nearest art supplies. And that's what I did. I went, I bought all the art supplies. Oh, sorry, 2016, damn it, 2016. So I went there and I bought all the art supplies. I was this kid in a candy shop where I bought everything that I believe I needed in order to start painting. And I had that beautiful vision in my head. In my mind, I said, I am going to paint my childhood house, my childhood home, because that's the first place where I had this crazy delusional imagination as a child, especially when the full moon is out. I would go to the it's called veranda or the balcony, and I would just stare at the moon and the stars, and I would imagine with feelings, thinking, how would my life feel if I traveled the world? How would I feel if I get this money into my bank account? Or how would I feel if I meet the love of my life? All this over and over again. I didn't even know that that was already what we call today manifestation and active visualization. I didn't even know the term at that time because, again, I was very young. So, I'm just here. I am your mirror, okay? So, let's go back to when you were 4, 5, 6, or 7. What was your dream? Something that it feels so huge, so delusional that it feels almost impossible, although there's nothing impossible in this world. So, if I am going to trigger that memory, what would that be? I'm pretty sure you have that, right? So for me, it was a lot. And deep down, I really love to just be in nature, watch all the flowers, the bees, the trees, the caterpillars, the butterflies, the dragonflies, the fireflies, all these things. And then when I get back to my home, I would just write my journal and I would doodle. I would just doodle forever until I get bored. And I am obsessed with a very good pencil or pen. If I don't like the brand or the writing or whatever, I'm not gonna do anything. So, what is yours? Tell me in the comment section below. So, here, I love abstraction. There's something in it. I love to do landscape as well, but we already see how pretty those trees. I could probably paint them any day now. But I'm asking my soul, if I am going to paint something, what brings joy to my soul? It's the same question for you. What brings joy to your soul? I'm gonna rest like I'm just gonna stop right here, and if this resonated with you, then it's your job to ask yourself, what brings joy to your soul? What would it be? Let me know in the comment section below. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this is the only way for this channel to grow and to bring in our creative friends around the world to talk about what matters. Okay? So thank you once again. I know that I could easily just start a new channel. We shall see. But for now, I'm not letting go of this art by Hazel, because I know one of these days I'm going to start painting, and I am practicing on my sketchbook now. Thank God that I'm not making excuses, but there's something that I couldn't put my finger on it, and sometimes that's it. You just have to rest a little bit, play more, and then eventually you'll see it on canvas. What about you? What are you actively imagining and creating before the end of January? Let me know in the comment section below, okay? Take care. Bye for now.